Okay. Right. So you see here, guys, we are still in inflation, and for inflation, so when you look at this diagram, it's very clear, and you can understand look how many types of concepts we have for inflation. Inflation, right? Look at the inflation rate, right? When the inflation rate is going up, inflation. When the inflation rate is going down, it's disinflation. When the inflation rate is at the negative, okay, position, we call that deflation, right? Yeah, simple. Yeah, and so last week we were talking about some indicators, right? And we have two of them. Yeah, the first one we talk about CPI. Yeah, that is something that we have to focus on this topic, right? Yeah, still remember how to calculate it. That's cool, right? But pretty sure you have to go back from time to time. Yeah, you know, when you sometimes forget the contents. And also, right, we have talked about another indicator, which is something that you haven't learned before, and that is GDP deflator. Okay, so when you're using GDP deflator, you are basically using the figures from real GDP and nominal GDP, putting them all together, and you'll be able to find the same thing, and which is inflation rate. Okay, so normally, okay, or you can say technically, GDP deflator or CPI, they will give you the same purpose. Okay, they will give you the same purpose, and at the end, if you're using either CPI or GDP deflator, and you're trying to find a change, then you will find the inflation rate as well. Okay, right? But that is just in theory. So now I'm going to give you a task. Okay, so please go back to Google Classroom. Yeah, Google Classroom, right? Yeah, there is a PowerPoint up there already. Okay, so go to Google Classroom, and I want you to, you know, help me out on this one, right? So right now, if you still remember that, let's see. Well, if you don't remember that, you can take a look at this. So if we are using a GDP deflator here, okay, right, from 2020 to 2021. So this is the inflation rate that we have found out. Okay, right? Yep. And if we are also using another indicator, the CPI, yeah, CPI right here, yeah, okay. We are also able to find the same inflation rate. Okay, but the reason why we can find the same inflation rate using both of the indicators is because we have made some assumptions. Okay, we have made some assumptions, and that's why we are able to find the same number using the two methods. So here is the task. Okay, I'm gonna give you 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so once again, okay, I'm gonna give you 3 to 5 minutes. Once again, go back to the slides above. Okay, try to study the data. Okay, and tell me what kind of assumptions that we have to make for those two methods in order to come up with the same result. Okay, all right, yeah, so this is what you have to find out. Right, so look at the data and tell me the assumptions that we have to make in order to show the same number from both of the indicators. Okay, 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. So anything that you have found out about the assumptions that you have to make in order to come up with the same result? Right, Leo. Yeah, that's one very good assumption. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's one. All right. Anything else? We spend the same amount of goods each year. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Okay. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, that is very good. Okay. Yeah, that is very good. So you see here, this is these are the assumptions that mostly we have to make. Okay, the major assumptions that we have to make in order to see the same result. But you can imagine in the real world, it's not going to be like this, right? Because the basket is only for the typical household. Okay, and the GDP, we are looking at all the goods and services in our economy, right? So in that case, there should be something, right? Some goods or some services that are not inside that basket. Okay, so yeah, in the reality, these two indicators, look, it's hardly unlikely that they will be the same. Okay, you can see the same result. All right, yeah. But when we are learning economics, look, like from the very beginning, we always said we have to base on some assumptions. Okay, we always have to be using ceteris paribus, and that's why you see this is economics. Okay, sometimes when you look at some concepts, they don't make sense. Okay, they don't make sense at all because we didn't put assumptions in it. Okay, right, and this is what it is. When you look at CPI and GDP deflator, uh, if I tell you they are the same, then when you think about it like deeply, look, they don't make sense at all. Okay, yeah, they don't make sense at all, right? But in some textbooks, they would tell you, okay, yeah, it's interchangeable, right? They are all interchangeable. You need to find out. You need to make investigation, like why they are interchangeable and why they do not work sometimes. Okay, so this is the kind of mindset that you always need to have to study this subject, right here. Okay, and also, yeah, there's also one thing. I don't know if any one of you thought about this. So when it comes to GDP, do we calculate imports? Do we calculate imports in GDP? Right? But look, we don't add them up, right? We would minus the imports. Yeah, is that true? When we are calculating GDP, so we are kind of excluding the GDP. I mean the imports for GDP. But here, okay, when you are looking at CPI, they don't really care about imports. Okay, inside that basket, you have some goods and services, and they are not excluded only for the domestic goods and services. Okay, yeah, imports like imported bananas, imported shrimps, they are also there. So at the end, you find an average price for that banana and for that shrimp. Okay, so from there you can see, look, these two indicators, they yeah is not it is not really possible that they will come up with the same result. Yeah, just based on this little information that I just gave you. Okay, yeah, so the basket, yeah, it can be containing some imported goods and services, but for GDP we minus those imported goods and services. Okay, right, so from here, okay, the truth from the reality. Okay, but when we are learning this, well, of course, we make some assumptions. Okay, and that's why look at this. Look at this, right? You see here CPI once again, the formula right here, and also the GDP deflator right here. Okay, if we stick with the assumptions, okay, if we stick with the assumptions, so everything will become so simple. If we stick with the assumptions, it means that CPI and GDP deflator, they can be interchangeable. If that is the case, then you can use this equation right here. Okay, and for some textbooks they will just tell you this equation right here, but they don't tell you like what kind of assumptions that you have to make, because they just make it implicitly. Okay, but right now, so now right? Yeah, in order to use this equation right here accurately, we have to make all those assumptions. Otherwise, look, they don't make sense. Okay, if we stick with the assumptions, look, those two, they can be interchangeable, and that's why you can just put CPI in here, right? Because they are interchangeable, and you put real GDP back here and then CPI back here. So at the end, you will see this equation right here. So when you have the data of CPI and you have the data for nominal GDP, then you will be able to find real GDP. Okay, but once again, if you stick with the assumptions, and in the exams, look, because we don't want to make it so complicated or too difficult for the students. So usually you will see when you have to use this equation, you will see wordings like using CPI as a deflator in the GDP. So if you see that, it is trying to assume, look, we are going to stick with all the assumptions that we made just now. Okay, all right, yep. Okay, of course, this is just for the HL students, but why am I, talking about this in SL class as well? Because I believe you need to know more, about the connection between GDP and CPI. So you see here, the relationship is quite complicated. Okay, and if you see this, like the wordings here, then you can use this equation. So right here, let's try this. Let's try and see if you can do it. So exactly, so this is exactly extracted from a past paper. Okay, so you see there is a series of CPI, and the question is right here. Okay, so the nominal GDP, well, it doesn't really matter, per capita or just GDP, is $800 for 2010 and 940 in 2012. And try to use the data given and find out the percentage change in real GDP from 2010 to 2012. Okay, so calculate the percentage change in real GDP. Okay, from 2010 to 12. Okay, so now you have to compare 2010 and 2012. So first of all, of course, you need to find out what is the real GDP per capita in 2010, and also the real GDP per capita in 2012. And you just have to do the very simple calculation for the percentage change, right? Like 新減夠除夠, that one, right? Okay, so I'm gonna give you like 2 to 3 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes. Can you quickly calculate the numbers? You just have to use the the equation right here. Okay, real GDP is equal to nominal GDP over CPI times 100. So you'll be able to find that real GDP. Okay, and once again, look at this. Using the CPI in table 2 as a deflator. Okay, that means we are going to stick with the assumptions. I'm gonna upload this today. Because I'm keep updating the slides. So I'm pretty sure you don't have this slide right here. So just look at just look at Google Meet for this task. So once you have finished all the calculations, can you just put the answers in the chat box? Thank you. Okay, 2.17%. Okay, right. You see, right? I'm pretty sure this has no difficulty for every one of you, I believe. Okay, yeah. If you follow the instructions, then you should be able to find that percentage, 2.17%. Okay, right? So I'm just going to quickly show you the working. And once again, for the HL students, you need to show the workings. Okay, you don't just jump right into 2.17%. Okay, you need to show me from the first step right here, right? Trying to find the real GDP. Well, here per capita for 2010 and 2012, right? Two numbers, and then you use another equation to find the percentage change. So then you have your answer right here. Okay, that will give you a full mark. Okay, yeah. So it's that simple, right? Okay, yeah, right. All the assumptions, okay, is always about assumptions that we have made, and otherwise so many concepts that we have learned they don't actually make sense sometimes. Okay, all right, yeah, yeah, but yeah, even though in the reality, GDP, deflator, and CPI, they are not always the same. But if we are using this equation here, at least we are able to find a rough number for the real GDP. Okay, as a reference. All right, yeah. Okay, so it's still useful, but not that useful. Okay, right. All right. Okay. Yeah. Any questions in this task right here? Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. All right. Yeah. So in summary, right? Yeah, you now we know. Okay, those two indicators, you not be able. Yeah, most of the time you will not be able to find the same results. Okay, right? And because of all those questions that we have to ask ourselves. Okay, do we have to count the inputs? Yeah, the distribution of the weights, also the quantity of output, right? Yeah, you guys talk about that. And also, yeah, if there's any other new goods and services, okay, yeah, when we're calculating GDP or calculating CPI in the basket, yeah, because of all those three questions, then right, we come up with this ultimate answer. Okay, they don't always have the same result. Okay, right, yeah, and at the end, look, they all serve the same purpose, but they are focusing on different things. Okay, yeah, so think about this. For CPI, it is actually reflecting the change in cost of living for consumers. Okay, so they are focusing on consumers, the cost of living for consumers. But for GDP, because GDP is calculating the total output for the entire economy. Okay, so when we are using GDP deflator, we are trying to see, okay, like an overall, okay, like a change in average price, okay, for the economy, for the entire economy. All right, so instead of looking at the change in cost of living for consumers, just consumers, we now, okay, when we are using GDP deflator, we are looking at the change in price for the entire economy, right? Yeah. Okay, so same direction, but they are focusing on different groups. Okay, all right, yeah, okay, all right. So yeah, there you go, CPI and GDP. All right, yeah, okay. For this chapter, we are going to focus more on the CPI. Okay, CPI, right? And last week I think you guys gave me some ideas about the problems that we have for CPI. Why sometimes CPI is not accurate. So now we are going to further discuss that question. Okay, right. So here once again, for CPI, look, we assume that we are using the same basket of goods and services every year when we are trying to calculate CPI. Okay, and also the weight, right? Otherwise, when we talk about comparability, look, we cannot compare year from year because when we are using different goods and services and also different weights, okay, look, they're just not comparable. Okay, you are not comparing an apple to an apple. That's why we always, when we talk about CPI, it is always based on the same basket of goods and services and also the same weights. All right, yeah. But because of this, we have so many problems. There are so many problems because of this assumption that we have made, right? So when you look at this, okay, so you see here, this is my basket, okay, this is Harold's basket, right? But do they have the same basket? You see here, we are all a typical household, but do we have the same basket? Do we? I mean, of course, we don't have the same basket, even though we are some typical household, right? For me and for Harold, okay. But why we do not have the same basket? Why not? Okay, so now we are all typical household. So why not? We don't have the same basket? Yeah, consumption patterns. That's one. And can someone give me another, possible reason, like why we don't? Yeah, why we would have a different consumption pattern? Why is that? Different wants and needs. Okay, that's good. Yeah, different age perhaps. Any more? Yeah, any more points? Come on. Yeah, different income. That's good, Christina. Yeah, so income, right? When we talk about economics, we try to focus on you know more about, yeah, like income, purchasing power, all that. Okay, but yeah, but the other points, they are all correct. Okay, different genders, different culture, different age, different wants and needs. They all create different consumption patterns. And so, yeah, you guys are all correct. So that's why, right? Look at this. See, different inflation rates for people with different incomes and consumption patterns. Okay, and yeah, maybe some other points that you have in the chat box as well. Okay, right. So this is one problem that we have. Okay, why CPI? Yeah, you know, it might not be able to show an accurate a number. Okay, yeah, for inflation, right? Because of that. That's one point. Okay, that's one point right here. Yep. And also right here, well, for this one is quite similar. Okay, so think about this, right? We all have typical households here. Okay, yeah, in Beijing we have some typical households, but in Hong Kong we also have some typical households. But they don't always have the same consumption patterns. So why not? Yeah, why not? Okay, we are all from China, and why not? A geographical location, but 10 kilo of stuff. Oh, okay, right, yeah. So yeah, you can see, right? You know, in different places, the weight that you have might be different. Okay, might be different, right? And why do they have different behavior? Why do you think they have different behavior? Yeah, culture, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Culture, religion. Yeah, okay. Those those things, and yeah, that's why, right? When we look at CPI, it might not be accurate. Okay, right? See, look, I mean, your consumption patterns will change based on different culture and regional factors. Look, okay, so it's really hard to compare, okay, using CPI sometimes, right? When you're trying to find out the inflation rate, okay, it's too difficult. Okay, yeah. You see, different people, they have different incomes, they have different consumption patterns. Okay, in different places, you have different cultures, you have different regional factors as well. So difficult. Okay, yeah, to use CPI in reality, actually. It's just for reference. Okay, there's no such thing we call a perfect equation. Okay, they all have their weaknesses and also limitations. Yeah, and what about this? Okay, so let's say, look, right now, okay, in Hong Kong, the price of chicken breast has been increased by 300%. So if you are a typical household, what would you do? Okay, and let's say, you always consume chicken breast because, right, you need to consume some substantial nutrition, right? Yeah, you buy alternative. You buy less chicken breast, and then you buy something else. What else would you buy? Yeah, like pork, yeah, like beef maybe, right? Okay, but what about this? So if the typical household, they are like, this guy right here, Luke. Okay, if they are like Luke, yeah, what are you going to do? See, Luke is one typical healthy household, and when he sees, okay, the chicken breast has been increased, the price has been increased by 300%, is like, no, why? So, what should they buy? So from here, what should they buy? Okay, so pork, beef. I don't think they are. If you are aware of this, pork and beef, they are not very healthy. Yeah, they are not very healthy. Okay, compared to like chicken. Okay, so what are you going to buy? Become vegetarian, or maybe, yeah, that's one good answer. Yeah, maybe to become vegetarian. Seafood, right? You know, when we talk about white meat, okay, usually we talk about chicken, or we talk about, yeah, like fish. Yeah, they are very good. They are very good protein. Okay, but when you talk about beef, talk about pork. Well, pork is the worst. Okay, yeah, it has the cheapest, like the lowest quality of protein that you can consume. Yeah, for pork. Uh, yeah, yeah. So chicken is basically, chicken and fish, they're basically the best. But right now, let's say, okay, instead of buying seafood, or like vegetarians and everything, okay, the typical household, they decided to consume another substitute, like this right here. Do you know what that is? Yeah, do you know what this is? Like a big chunk of protein pills, protein powder. Okay, right. Yeah, the supplements. Okay, yeah, because it's the same. Yeah, it's the same, right? When you are trying to consume chicken breast, you are trying to consume the nutrient inside. So when you are consuming whey protein, you are also consuming the nutrient, but more directly. Okay, some people, they always have this fallacy. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure you have heard about this. Yeah, when you see people, they are consuming like protein powder, and they get jacked. So you just said it's all because of the whey protein that they consume. But the fact is, it's not. Okay, it's not. It's just nutrient. All right. Just by consuming this bucket of powder will not get you big like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, no. All right. Yeah, no. This is no magic. All right. Yeah, you need to get rid of that fallacy. Okay, this is just nutrient. There's no special ingredients inside this bucket. Okay, all right. Yeah. So if you are not eating chicken breast, you can go ahead and try some whey protein, right? Because whey is just like like some byproduct from milk and cheese. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So you see, they are still natural. Okay. Yeah, it's just nutrient. All right. Yeah, and see, right. So it's not only for someone who wants to build up their bodies. Okay, like this guy right here. Okay. Yeah. Okay, but talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, have you guys seen a lot of his movies? I believe not. I believe not. Yeah, because nowadays I don't think he makes movies anymore. But yeah, yeah. I used to like watching his movie a lot. Yeah, because they said they are all action movies, but at the end, look, I thought that was a comedy. Okay, yeah, like yeah, because it was so funny when you know watch this guy acting, and usually look there is no line from Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, it's all about yelling like like this. Okay, yeah, that's the whole movie. Yeah, it's all about yelling. The biggest line is always about the bomb, yeah, or just say, "Come on, there's a bomb in there, get out," yeah, like this. Okay, yeah, and at the end, yeah, that's basically all his movies. Okay, but it's so fun. Yeah, just when you have time, like go ahead and yeah, like get yeah, like Billy, get to the shopper now. Like all those lines. Yeah, those are some very classic lines. Okay, or when you try to watch Predators. Okay, like come on, kill me. What are you doing? Yeah, like this. Yeah, I mean, this is probably the worst Arnold Schwarzenegger impression that you have ever heard in your life. Well, anyway, yeah. Look, let's go back to uh, the contents here. Okay, but yeah, the thing is, okay, when you are having substitutes, okay, in your daily living, right, it will affect the CPI as well, right? So think about this. Yeah, when you are using the fixed basket, okay, yeah, and they are trying to put the same weight to chicken breast because the weights they are not going to change, okay, but now you are consuming less, like much less chicken breast, okay, so at the end, look, this is not good, okay, yeah, from there something bad is going to happen to your CPI figure, okay, and also one more thing, how about this? What if whey protein is not even in the basket, or whey protein is not weighted appropriately? Yeah. So from there, if nothing is changed for the data set, you will see, okay, because of consumer substitution, there will be some misleading figure in your CPI. Okay? Yeah, you see that? Right? Yeah, but it's inevitable. you know, for typical households, we always have different consumptions. We always have different substitutions, and this is not avoidable. Okay, and at the end, it will make the CPI very misleading. Okay, yeah, right. So that's also one reason we can see the problem with CPI. Okay, Consumer Price Index. Okay, right. Yep. So that's also one reason. And what about this? Look, which one do you have it? Just tell me. Don't tell me you have the one on the left hand side. Have you ever tried playing the one on the left hand side? Or you don't even have the one on the right hand side? Well, you have tried. You have tried, Ryan. Okay, that's good for you. Yeah, that's basically my generation. Yeah, this one here when I was a kid. I still have it at my home. Yeah, I still have it at my home. Right? Yeah, I think I'm still installing Pokemon for my Game Boy. Yeah, so yeah. But it was so fun back then. Yeah, when I was a kid, everyone, when you go outside, yeah, you see people. They all right grabbing this little Game Boy, right here. Yeah, they're playing Pokemon and some other games. Yeah, it was so fun. But nowadays, yeah, we play, like Switch, right? But we don't usually do it outside. We do it at home, right, with friends and families. Okay, right? Yeah, yeah. But the problem, okay, about the old gaming console and the new gaming console is that, okay, look, what if Game Boy is still in the basket and Switch is not in it? What do you think will happen? So let's talk about now, right now in 2020. Any ideas? Like if we are using, an assumption right here. So what will happen to yeah, it will be inaccurate. Okay, yeah, but yeah, and the reason why it is inaccurate. Okay, no one is going to play Game Boy anymore. Okay, it's more becoming like a vintage or something, right? Yeah, if I'm going to sell my Game Boy, maybe I'm going to earn some profits. Yeah, but no one is going to play Game Boy anymore, right? And so that's why if you are not putting appropriate goods and services in your basket, look, okay, the figure is going to be misleading as well, right? Uh, I'm not so sure about this, Ryan. Because I haven't checked the value of the first generation Game Boy right now, so I was just guessing maybe people they would like to collect this as a really that much? Seriously? Oh wow, maybe I should sell mine. Yeah, I still have mine. Yeah, it's pretty new. Well, that's good. All right. Yeah, I guess I'm going to go to eBay after this. All right. Yeah. So yeah, once again, right? You know, okay, they cannot account for new and old products if we are using the same basket. If we're using the fixed basket. Okay. So at the end, problems will show up. Okay. The CPI will not be accurate. Okay. Yeah, because we are not adjustable if we are using a fixed basket. Right? So there are so many problems you can see when you're using CPI, especially when you are talking about you're using a fixed basket. Okay, so all these problems that we have seen is because of using this fixed basket to calculate CPI. Okay, yeah, and yeah, there are more. There are more. So take a look at this as well. Look, yeah, here, look at this. Okay, I'm not so sure what you are going to dress like for Halloween this year. But yeah, maybe yeah. Any ideas like what you are going to dress up? Because I think it's going to be a tradition. Yeah, the year 12 students. When it is Halloween, they all dress up, different characters, and they all, yeah, having costume in classes, right? Yeah, I just remember it from last year. The current year 12 that we have. Yeah, it was crazy that day. Yeah, yeah. I got a whole squad of Kelolo Guancho and also some other Disney characters. Yeah, and some Marvel characters as well. I'm not sure if you guys are going to do it, or it's just them being crazy. Not so sure, but you can think about it. Okay, like what you are going to dress up. Yeah. Like okay. All right. Right. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Right. Yeah. Yeah. It is more importantly that you guys enjoy uh the festival. Okay, the spirit of the festival. Yeah. But um well, just be positive. I think after I don't know, maybe yeah, I'm pretty sure we can go back in August, maybe in August, maybe. Yeah, I know. Just keep hoping. All right. Yeah, things are gonna get better, right? Uh, yeah, hope so, hope so. Right. But when you look at UK, the Boris is about to die. Yeah, have you seen the news? Yeah, she's now in ICU. Okay. That look, I don't know if that's karma or what, but it's just ironic. Yeah, it's just really ironic. Okay, the policy that he did, and yeah, what he's got right now. Look, anyway, okay, well, but go back here. Look here. Well, I'm pretty sure you know this character right here. Yeah, I don't know if you have seen the movie. There was a movie just came out a month ago, yeah, about this character, yeah, Sonic. Okay, yeah, I don't think that's a good movie. Yeah, except they have a Jim Carrey in the movie. Yeah. Other than that, I think that movie is not very good. Yeah. But look at this. Here we have a low price Sonic costume, where we have a high price Sonic costume, and you can see the difference. Yeah, like right away. Look at this. Like, what is this? Look, you're not even following the dress code. Okay, he's having a pair of red shoes, and you're not even using that. You're just using the same old leather shoes that you use for your school. That is just lazy. Okay, but look, regardless of yeah, what the costumes are. Okay, so here's the question: does inflation tell you the quality of costume that you probably wear for Halloween this year? Do you think the inflation will tell you the quality of the goods and services that you consume? So if there's a high inflation, it means the prices for goods and services should be higher. But would that tell you, any information about the quality of the goods and services? No, right? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, right. No. Okay. Right. Just because you have a high inflation, it doesn't mean that you are enjoying better goods and services. Okay. You are just paying higher prices for goods and services. That's all. Okay. All right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So no. Okay. So when you want to explain the problems you see in CPI, you can also talk about the quality that you are not able to observe from the index as well. Okay, so there are so many problems. Like, how many we have got? Like, one right here, two, okay, yeah, new old products, and three about the consumer substitutions, and four, right, yeah, cultural and regional factors, yeah, right. And also number five, right? We have different people, different consumers. They have different incomes and consumption patterns. Yeah, we have five. Okay, so when we talk about the problems, yeah, you can just pick some of them and talk about it. Okay, right, for CPI. Okay, so you can see if we're using this assumption right here. Okay, CPI is based on the same basket of goods and services and weights. It will create five problems that we can see so far. Okay, of course, there will be more problems. There will be more other problems, but we just want to focus on these five problems. So one, right, two, three, right, four, and five, right? Okay, yeah. But the truth is, okay, here is the truth. All right, here's the truth. The truth is, look, countries around the world, okay, they will periodically revise the baskets. Okay, they will also revise the base year and also the weights. All right, yeah, I'm pretty sure you know the reason now why they have to revise the baskets, the base year, and weights. Yeah, periodically. Okay, otherwise, look, you will see all those problems. You will see all five problems if you're not doing this. Okay, so in the reality, countries they will revise the baskets, base years, weights. Okay, from time to time, maybe 10 years. Yeah, in 10 years, in 5 years, right? Yeah. Okay, it depends on the countries. Okay, yeah, and they just want to deal with so many problems created by using a fixed basket. Okay, and the problems, yeah, the five problems that we just discussed just now. Okay, yeah. So here is the conclusion. Okay, if we are looking at this in the real world, look, CPI is comparable. Okay, but it is only comparable over short periods of times. Okay, right? Yeah, it makes sense because in the short period of times, they are not going to revise the baskets, and some other information. Okay, so yeah, they are comparable over short periods of times. But in the long run, okay, in the long period of time, the ability to compare different CPI will be getting less. Okay, because we know they are going to revise all those information from time to time. Okay, yeah, you get it, right? Right. So in the short run, yeah, CPI should be reliable, but in the long run, it'll be less reliable. Okay, right? When you're trying to compare, the cost of living for different years. Okay, all right, yeah. And you can take a look at this. This is some real case right here. Uh, yeah. So in the UK, 2015, they adjusted the basket. Okay, they adjusted the basket. They put something new items inside the basket, and they grab some old items out of the basket. Okay, right? So yeah, take a look at this, right? What do they put it? Put in to the basket. So they put in some game consoles, right? Yeah, you see, yeah, because more people they are into gaming nowadays, right? Maybe they put like a Switch, PS4, and some other stuff, inside the basket now, right? It's getting more popular, right? So you see here, when the things that are getting more popular among the typical household, then they will, adjust the basket based on this. Okay, yeah, like what else they're putting inside the basket? Look at this. Like streaming music subscription, right? Because nowadays people they don't buy CDs or albums anymore, right? They would rather get the e version of those musics, right? Like online, okay, yeah, like Apple Music, all that stuff, right? And that's why they put that category inside that to show, okay, a better reflection, okay, yeah, on cost of living, right? And yeah, once again, e-cigarettes. I'm pretty sure you guys are more familiar of e-cigarettes than me. Yeah, I'm not saying you guys are smoking, but yeah, based on maybe some IA that you have, yeah, that you have done, yeah. So now e-cigarettes, yeah, it's getting more popular. Okay, right? They have different flavors. Yeah, and some research they said is less harmful than the traditional cigarettes, but I don't think so. Yeah, I think they are both very harmful to your body. So don't take cigarettes. Okay, all right. Yeah. Yeah. Look at this, protein powder. Yeah, you see, right? So now they put protein powder inside that basket. Yeah. So because more people they are going to the gym, right? Like 10 years ago, you won't see anybody like going to the gym. Okay. Yeah. Usually, it was just some like hardcore middle-aged man went to the gym. Yeah. But now when you go to the gym, you can see all kinds of people. Right? Yeah. Some people they just go to the gym and they're riding the bicycle. They don't ride it actually. They just just sit there and watch TV because they think that's a cool thing to do. Like just go to the gym. Is yeah, it's like a social norm, right? When everybody is doing that, then I should be doing this too. So yeah, but yeah, right, yeah, you see why they put protein powder. Yeah, when people they are taking this supplement, then yeah, other people they will be like, yeah, protein powder should be good for me as well. But they haven't done anything, right? They just just chuck all those powders inside their body. Yeah, at the end, yeah, nothing good happened, right? Okay, so here, right, you see, yeah, even sweet potato, okay, currently popular in the nation's kitchen. Well, I'm not so sure about this, yeah, but sweet potato is one very good source of carbohydrate. Yeah, so if you are looking for substitution of carbohydrate, sweet potato is okay the one that you should buy. Okay, do not eat rice. Rice is not that healthy. Okay, if you are looking for a source of carbohydrate, sweet potato. There you go. All right, yeah, it's been proved by so many research. So yeah, but be careful. Okay, if you eat that every day, look, you are going to fart a lot. Yeah, yeah. So make sure yeah, you're aware of this. And if you fart in class, look, someone is not going to like it. All right. Yeah, just bear this in mind. Okay, sweet potato. Yeah, you know what? I used to eat a chicken breast continuously for half a year. Like every day, I just ate chicken breast non-stop, nothing else, just chicken breast, chicken breast, chicken breast. It was quite painful. But when you were trying to be on diet, when you were trying to be dedicated to training, this is all you have to do. Okay, yeah, sweet potato every day, chicken breast every day, broccoli every day. Yeah, no, it's very painful. Yeah, and some other stuffs as well, right? Some other stuff that are more popular nowadays. They put them into the basket, and like some very non-popular stuff, they will put them out from the basket, like yogurt and some other things that people they don't buy it anymore, so they would just like kick them out from the basket. All right, so this is the reality. Okay, so this is the reality that we can see. All right, yeah, in the reality, it's not always going to be a fixed basket. They will revise the basket from time to time. Okay, all right, yeah. So I think I'm going to stop here. Okay, yeah. So far, right, that's CPI. Okay, you know how to use CPI to find out inflation, and okay, when you're using CPI, there are some limitations. Okay, and you know that for CPI, in the reality, this is how governments they adjust the basket. Okay, and you also know when you compare CPI and GDP deflator, what what you are going to see. Like what are the assumptions that you have to make in order to show like the same results for both indicators, and also the difference, the different focus that you can see from the two indicators. Okay, all right, yeah. So so next lesson we will talk about inflation itself. Okay, all right, yeah. So that's all for today. All right, yeah, you can go now. All right, bye guys. Bye bye.